Today I'm going to be talking about my Disney bucket list. This was not my idea. I stole this idea directly from my friend MacKenzie. I will link to her video in the description box. She put this video up, I think on Monday of this week, and I thought it was great because it's looking forward to different trips and new things that you want to try sometime. So this is my Disney bucket list. I think MacKenzie had 25 things on her list. I've only got about 20 things on my list, but I'm really excited to share them with you today. So let me dive right into these. They're in no particular order. They're sort of sorted by location, but no order of priority at all. So the first thing on my Disney bucket list, I'm looking over here because my computer's over here. The first thing on my Disney bucket list is to visit Disneyland. Most of you probably know I have not visited Disneyland before. I have been to Disney World countless times. I have been to Disneyland Paris before, but I have never been to Disneyland, which is so weird, but I'm really looking forward to going. I had a trip planned for September of this year and it has been canceled, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to make that trip happen, but I'm looking forward to it sometime. I also would like to stay on property at Disneyland. Being a DVC owner, I'd really like to use DVC points to stay at the Grand Californian. I don't have a good reason, it's just something I'd like to do. And also at Disneyland, the Walk in Walt's Footsteps is a guided tour. It's something I think it's something I would really enjoy. I like to know the history behind things. Of course I want to go and have fun, but I'd also like to go and learn something, and so I feel like that would be a really great way to learn a little bit more about Disneyland. Number 4, I'd like to go to the Walt Disney World water parks. I've never done this, and I'd like to go once and at least see them. Okay, the next one I'm really excited about. I think you probably have heard that they are building a walking path from Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian at Magic Kingdom. So I'm really excited to see that walking path, and then on my bucket list I want to walk from the Contemporary to Magic Kingdom to Grand Floridian and then to the Polynesian. Just for kicks. I feel like that would be really fun to be able to do that whole walk, because the part between Grand Floridian and the Magic Kingdom is the only remaining section, and I'm really excited about it. Also at Walt Disney World, I'd like to do a fireworks dessert party kind of thing. There's one that my mom and I have talked about doing called the Sip Savor Sparkle, and it's at the top of the Grand Floridian. No, it's at the top of the Contemporary Resort, and so I'm really excited because I would like to do that for some kind of special occasion, like her birthday or a holiday or something. I feel like that'd be really fun. And then I'd like to do one of the Villains After Hours events at Magic Kingdom. I have been to like a DVC Moonlight Magic, but let's see, have I done an after hours party? I did a Magic Kingdom Christmas party last year, and that was really fun. It was strange because one of the previous Christmas parties had actually been rained out, and so they moved those tickets to a different day, so it was like double the number of people for that event. So it was kind of weird, but it was still such a good time. We had so much fun, and we all wore Christmas sweaters. But I'd like to try a Villains After Hours event. I feel like that would be really fun. I have also talked a couple of times about how we own DVC points and have not stayed at Aulani yet. We own DVC points at Aulani and have not stayed there. The first and only time I've ever been to Hawaii was in 2012, and Aulani was not completed yet, and so we have not seen Aulani completed in person yet. So on my bucket list is to use our DVC points to stay at Aulani and experience that there. I would also really like to go see the Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. I have seen like YouTube vlogs of this, and you know, heard things about it, and first of all, I really want to go to San Francisco because I don't know, it just sounds like it would be a great place to visit for a vacation, and then to add in the Disney Family Museum to that vacation sounds great. I would love that. I really want to go visit that place. And the Disney Family Farm in Marceline, Missouri. I have not been to Marceline. I am from Missouri, used to live there, but that's something that I never did when I lived there. So weird. Didn't make it happen. So that's something I'd like to make happen sometime. D23. A lot of people will say that they want to go to D23, and I believe the next event is next year, and I would like to go, but I don't want to go to D23 in 2021. I want to go to D23 in 2023. We will see what happens, but that's what I'd like to do. And then, of course, Hong Kong Disney, Tokyo Disney, Shanghai Disney. I would really like to visit all those parks. There's a cruise, I think, Norwegian Cruise Line does a 15-night cruise that hits all 3 of those parks, because all 3 of them are in port cities, and so I feel like that would be a really great way to do them all. I don't know about doing that. Especially now, you know, I've got so many other things I want to do, but that is something that I'm considering, something I would definitely keep in mind. We'll see. I don't know. But those 3 Asian parks are on my bucket list for sure. Speaking of cruises, I would like to do an inaugural cruise on a Disney ship. We all know that there are 3 new Disney ships being built, and the Wish is scheduled to come out and, you know, be sailing to the United States at the end of next year, and so the first sailings should be January 2022. I don't want to do an inaugural sailing on the Wish. I think that I would rather wait for the 7th ship instead of the 5th ship, so I don't have a good explanation. In my mind, it makes sense to wait for the last ship, but, you know, I don't know. That's where I'm at, so I'm sharing you my bucket list. That's what I would like to do. Also, Lighthouse Point is being developed, and I'm really excited about Lighthouse Point. I feel like I've kind of tempered my expectations, made them more realistic. I know it won't be another Castaway Cay, and I feel like that's a very important distinction to make, because it's not a private island the way that Castaway Cay is. This is a peninsula of a larger island that is populated by other Bahamians. I am under the understanding that it will be shared, this beach and part of this island will be shared with the general public of the Bahamian island, so we will see what it's like. I know it's going to be beautiful. I'm really excited to see this, but I know it's not going to be the same thing, and so that's where I'm at with that, but I definitely for sure want to see this. Another cruise thing I'd like to do is a DVC member cruise. This is far in the future, but it is something I would like to do eventually. A lot of people that do them speak very highly of them and have a lot of good things to say, so that's something that I think I would like to do in the future, but it's not high on my priority list for now, but it is something that I've considered. I love music. I love musicals. One of my favorite things about Disney cruising is Broadway style musicals. I think some of them are so amazing, and the talent is fantastic, and the sets are beautiful, and the costumes are amazing, so I would really like to see The Lion King on Broadway. I have not seen The Lion King on Broadway, and that's one of the things that's on my bucket list, is to see Disney on Broadway. I'd also like to tour Disney Animation Studios. I know that it's very difficult to get a tour here. You have to go through other Disney entities to get these tours. Fortunately, I'm a DVC member, so I can use my DVC points for an Adventures by Disney to do this tour, which goes hand in hand with my very next bucket list item, which is to do an Adventures by Disney. So I could get both of them done in one trip, do an Adventures by Disney and tour the Disney Animation Studios, and I just, I feel so, wouldn't that be so cool to see where they make the magic? Oh, I feel like that would be so cool. And then, okay, so this is the last one. And this is something that's really important to me, and it's probably gonna sound lame, but I want to introduce the Disney magic to somebody. I know that there are very few people who have not been exposed to Disney movies, Disney music, Disney parks, Disney characters, Disney something. But sometime in the future, I would really enjoy teaching somebody about Disney and introducing them to the Disney magic the way that I know it. And I impressing upon them why it's important to me and why it changed my life. You know, I'm not saying that it has to be the same for everybody, but it's on my bucket list to share my joy and appreciation with somebody else. And I mean, it could be a kid, it could be an adult, it could be a stranger, it could be a friend. I would really like to introduce somebody to this magic because it's changed my life, and so that is the end of my Disney bucket list. If you have a Disney bucket list, I'd love to hear it. If you leave it in a comment, if you want to make a video of your own, please share the link. But thank you so much for watching, and you will see me really soon.